Let me begin by making an observation. We are all here at Baruch to study business, right? Whether it's accounting, entrepreneurship, marketing, actuarial science, whatever it is. Now, if you're here to study business, I can safely assume you're here to make money, right? If you're not here to make money, I think you're at the wrong place. You'd be better off at Hunter College. Now, the thing is with making money, in order to do so, you have to be versatile in the skills that you know. You have to be able to do a lot of things. Even a simple small job, like working in an office cubicle, usually requires experience in more than one field relating to business and technology. Usually, people don't just become successful by doing one thing. They usually are good at many things. All the millionaires that we have nowadays, all the middle class people, they're not focusing on one specific thing. They're very good at several things. Now my point is, you should do the same thing. Now I know everybody has their favorite thing to do. We're all here majoring in something, but I'm here to present to you a way that you could improve your chances of success. In the modernized computer age that we are so lucky to be in right now, one of the most profitable and efficient things to learn on the side, in addition to what you're doing right now, is a computer-related skill. Now, I'm not saying you have to be some fat, ugly nerd sitting behind a desk, you know, what we usually think of when we think of computer programmers. I don't know, it's the typical image. But I'm saying that just getting better at doing spreadsheet management, at doing database administration, at doing PowerPoint creation, at doing any of these small computer-related tasks will greatly improve your chance of success in the future. Now, and it's not even that hard. Let me show you how. Laura Latsko from Demand Media. It's a very credible source. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but they do a lot of studies on people's careers. Now, these are the 4 quotes that I pulled up from what she said about being computer literate or being able to be better at computer-related tasks than the typical average person. Not only will it improve you doing your job, not only will it improve your chances of getting a job and being promoted, you'll save money by not hiring someone to do a simple, trivial, technological task that you could have done yourself by Googling it for 15 minutes. That's what usually older people do, right? They say, I don't want to do this, my computer won't start. Then they hire some technician guy, and they say, the technician guy comes from Geek Squad. He said, did you try turning it off and on again? And he's like, oh, okay, oh, thanks. And he pays him $150. So, not only that, it opens up different possibilities for you and your colleagues to communicate. Basically, being computer literate revolutionizes your entire career. Now, I looked at the US Bureau of Labor Statistics for basically every computer-related job. Now, I picked basically the smallest one, the easiest one, being a computer programmer. Now, this sounds difficult, but this is something you don't even have to go to college for. This is something you can just sit on Google and learn in a matter of a couple of months. Now, the US Bureau of Labor tells me that in 2012, the median pay for a computer programmer was $75,000 a year, $35 an hour. Entry-level education, just a bachelor's degree. Now this over here, you see the employment change and the job outlook, 8%, as fast as average. But if you look at other computer-related jobs, network administrators, database administrators, small stuff, I'm telling you. The rate of employment change that is expected by 2022 is ranging from 15 to 22%. The demand for these kind of people is at an all-time high. Of course, our technological advancement is at an all-time high, and we need people that know what they're doing. You want to be part of that demand. You want to be part of the people that employers need, because that will put you at a tremendous advantage above your other competitors for that job. As far as what employers expect from employees, here, Kimberly Bartholomew from another school of business, not Baruch, did a survey on employers. And each employer, you might see your major up here. I'm sure one of you see your majors up here. Most of you are probably into accounting. There it is. Word processing, spreadsheet, database, presentation. These numbers represent how strongly employers expect employees to be extremely well in all of these categories. Now, you could say, oh, sure, I know how to manage Word or do a spreadsheet. Matter of fact, I thought I could do a spreadsheet, and I find myself to be pretty computer literate. And when I took a computer information systems class in Baruch, I completely was wrong. There are so many things in Excel that you don't even know about that will actually help you. And when you put that on your resume that you know how to do those things, that employer will be like, you know what? to hell with these other guys. This guy knows what he's doing, and you're going to get the job, and you'll get promoted, and your career will expand. Now, these are all what adults make, right? Out of college, whatever. How about I give you a personal testimony, my experience with this. When I was 13 years old, right, I was bored. I lived in Florida for a bit. Now that's really boring, Florida, I'm telling you. There's nothing to do there. Just old people who are tired, you know? And I was sitting there on my computer, and I said, I'm really interested in how websites work. I mean, how do they work? So I Googled it. I sat there and Googled it. I want to know how to make a login form. I want to know how to make a registration form. How do I make a website? Now, I sat there and, you know, for over maybe like a month or two, I learned how to make websites. Just small websites, not crazy like Facebook, just small websites. And I also learned a bit about databases and how to manage a small server. Now, back then, there was a really innovative game that came out. Maybe you've heard of it, called Minecraft. Now, this game, it's an online multiplayer game, simple on the computer, whatever. And so I hosted a small community. Well, at the time it was small. I hosted a small community for Minecraft. And with using my knowledge to make the website, to manage the server, this knowledge that I've only learned in a few months, over the next 2 years, I made $40,000 until when I was 15 years old when it started dying out. But it doesn't end there. When I was 15 years old, just a 15-year-old kid, sophomore in high school, this big, huge business that did mobile marketing for other businesses hired me, a 15-year-old kid. Can't even do my W-2 for me even. So they hired me for $25 an hour, part-time after school. Right after school I came there and I made $25 an hour to do what? To do technical support, to do web design and programming, all of which I probably don't even know as much as an actual web developer does know, and I still probably don't know. But hey, I got hired. You know why? Because that small amount of knowledge made me seem tremendously superior to all my colleagues. I was worshipped. They couldn't let me go. I mean, they were looking at me, and we had customers coming in. Oh, hi, so can I speak to Eddie, the web developer? And I'm like, hi, how are you? And they're like, wow, you are smart. I'm not really that smart. That's what I learned from Google, really. And then, a year later, I decided to do my own thing. I started my own business. Again, and this is not a full-time job. This is all doing on the side while I'm doing my schoolwork, while I'm doing, handling my social life. I started a business, Opulent Mobile. This business basically did online marketing for other businesses. And while I was doing my thing, and I still run this today, and while I was doing my own thing, I made approximately $2,000 a month just doing side projects for other businesses. Again, just things I learned on Google for a couple minutes. Well, a couple minutes, then a couple minutes a day, a couple months in total. Now, today, in 2 weeks, over these past 2 weeks, I figured, you know what's the best thing to learn? App design on the mobile phones. Those are revolutionary. 2 weeks, I learned how to make an app for the iPhone and the Droid. And today, I'm working on a game for the iPhone. You know what that's going to give me? That's going to give me residual income. That means I'm going to come to class in Baruch next semester, and while I'm sitting here in class paying attention to my professor or sleeping, doesn't matter, I'm just going to get money. I'm just going to get money just for the fact that my app is out there making advertisement revenue. You see, the thing is, the cherry on top of this wonderful sundae is that I'm not going to be a web developer or a programmer or a database administrator in my future. I'm here at Baruch to study marketing. But the fact that I sat there learning a few additional skills completely revolutionized my life. Okay? The thing is, being able to manipulate and control the technology that this world thrives on puts the future of the civilization in your hands. Now, you can continue driving straight down that narrow tunnel that you are on now, or you can sail your yacht into a sea of opportunities and expand your horizon to a limit you've never seen before. It's up to you. Thank you.